Hello, beautiful people. I want to share with you another story of the butterfly effect. And unfortunately, it's another negative story where inaction led to a negative result. In my days helping homeless people in New York, I came to know a guy named Michael Grace. He was an Irishman in Yorkville, Manhattan, the Upper East Side. He was a homeless man there. He was a small man, small stature man with a huge heart. Beautiful man. I'm going to have more to say about this man in the future, but for this particular story is a very pinpointed story of how a certain decision I made led to a horrible result, and how another decision might have led to a beautiful result. And this is an example of the butterfly effect. What we do matters. Michael, I had been feeding him for years bread and let him shower in my apartment and get him toiletries and stuff, and just talking to him, spending time with him, being his friend over the years. I loved him. I love this guy. Michael, I wanted to get him into an apartment. He was homeless. He had his mental acuity was fine, but he was an alcoholic. I'll give you more on this situation in another story. Importantly, one winter, Michael disappeared. And actually it was a blessing that he disappeared that winter, because he would have died that winter. It was such a cold winter. Cold and snowy. It's good that he wasn't on the street. However, he was hit by a car and he was in the hospital. He spent the whole winter in the hospital, which may have saved his life. And then he showed up in the spring. And I saw him, and I was so happy to see him that he was still alive, because I thought he was dead. And he was vibrant. They had restored him in the hospital. And he says to me, and he wasn't drinking. He was clearly not drinking. And he says to me, "Hey, remember how you were telling me you can get me an apartment with the city?" And I said, "Yeah, I think I can help you to get an apartment with the city." He said, I want to do that now. So he was ready to really make a big change in his life. And I had been worried that I had 2 weeks to the tax date deadline, right? And I wanted to file my taxes, and I didn't, and I needed time, and I felt overwhelmed by it. And so I told Michael, I said, "Can you wait 2 weeks?" I felt like I couldn't do anything else. I had to do that first. And you'll say, "Yeah, well, you have to take care of yourself first." Bullshit. Bullshit. So he says, yeah, sure, no problem. Now imagine, he hadn't been homeless. He'd just come out of the hospital. So now he has nowhere to sleep. So he's probably started sleeping on the street again. In a couple of weeks, I was looking for him, and I asked this, he used to hang out near St. Monica's church, and I asked this newspaper stand salesman who knew him, "Where's Michael?" 2 weeks later. It was the end of May of that particular year. Oh no, it was in May, I'm sorry. It was in May. So he came for me. We met in April, and then in May I was looking for him, and the newspaper salesman tells me he died. Now, the butterfly effect shows that our decisions matter. What we do matters. So that this man asked me to help him, and I said, wait, not now, tomorrow. Tomorrow came and he died. Tomorrow never came for him. There was no tomorrow for him. I don't know how he died, what happened. I have no idea, but if I took him in my apartment and I helped him get an apartment, he probably would be alive today. There's a good chance he would be alive today. When somebody asks you for help, give them what they want, when they want it. These are rules I live by now because of Michael and Stephen K. However, I won't feel guilty about it because Michael could have found where to go very easily to take care of that. But he was counting on me, right? And he could have found other help. There were plenty of people who were actual social workers around who could have helped him with that. But he saw me as a friend and he was counting on me. And I failed him. I failed him. And this has dictated the way I react to people from there forward. This dictated the fact that when a man at a refugee camp told me one day that his coat had been stolen, I made sure he got a new coat that night. It was the coldest night of the year. He was living in a tent. I made sure he got a new coat that night. That cost me my job volunteering, even though I had the permission of a warehouse manager. Another manager who had a power issue claimed that she needed to know and that it was an act of favoritism. It was an act of favoritism. And I lost my job because I did the right thing. Because I lived by that rule. What if I didn't give him a coat? Probably would have survived. But it was really cold that night. I don't play games anymore. When, if it's clearly an important thing, important request, like the suicidal Stephen K. or the homeless Michael, I act immediately from now on, and you should also. So that when somebody asks you for help, give them what they need, when they need it. Don't judge. Don't say I'll do it tomorrow. Don't say somebody else will do it. The butterfly effect shows that our decisions matter. Our inaction matters as well. So, I hope that this changes the way you act in the future. I know it has changed the way I will act in the future forever, for the rest of my life. It has already changed how I act for people. And we had a bunch of guys who didn't have coats, not just Farris. There were a bunch of guys who didn't have coats. And it was because of the inaction of the NGO, the delays of the NGO. Bullshit red tape. Bullshit. Not even red tape, just bullshit. We can't show favoritism. These guys don't have coats. It's winter. I made sure they all got coats. They all got coats, and nobody knew how they got coats or where they got coats from. Donated by a couple nice people, taken from a store that had coats for free for local people. All those guys got coats. Marco, don't play games no more, and you shouldn't either. When people need something for their life, get it for them. Do it for them. Okay? The butterfly effect. What we do matters. I'll tell you another story about the butterfly effect soon. So please subscribe to this channel. Please share this message, this video. Please like it, and please donate and help me grow my NGO. We'll make a difference together. Let's see if we can change the world. That's what the experiment is about. I think we can.